to abandon ship.
Oh no!
Here we go!
Can I persuade you to join us for a drink? It's a tradition.
Here, here.
Jar Jar, homie, my main man, quickly. Before the Separatists attack, get into the escape pod.
Right! This is escape, then we're the pod.
Welcome back to Star Wars Escape Pod and our celebration roundtable, which is a very small roundtable this week. We've got your co-hosts Blake and Kirk, who just popped in as well. So we're going to be chatting to them about Star Wars Celebration Weekend and all the things that we took away from the event and the festivities and all the new announcements and things like that. Things that we have to look forward to. And yeah, we'll just be talking about that. So hopefully you enjoyed the short Lightspeed celebration recaps every day of the weekend that we put one out for that because, you know, it's a bit of a time dedication. So hopefully you take a listen to that. But yeah, let's dive right in and talk about the details of things that were the main takeaways from this weekend. Let's do it.
Another happy landing.
All right, welcome back, and we got Blake. Hello there.
Well, this calls for a celebration. I will.
Nice.
Good to be back, man. What a big weekend.
Yeah, what a big weekend it is, indeed. And also welcome back to Kirk.
Oh, hello there, everybody.
Hello there.
Ahoy.
So, you know, I also think I left out one name just in case he pops in, but there's a chance that Kyle's going to pop in as well. Yes.
That's true.
Hello, yes. Clap it off. All right, so this past weekend was Star Wars Celebration, and lots to talk about because there was a few announcements, you know, like
just a couple.
There's a couple. Yeah, there's just a few, you know, a handful of things. And
if we were more organized, we would have been there.
Very true. But hey,
Yeah.
Kirk, I'm going to tell you right now, I will be there. I don't care who else is coming. I will be there for the next one in LA in 2 years for the 50th anniversary. I've told Blake to come. I've told Bryce to come. Yeah. I'm telling it to you now, right now, so you can plan for your trip in 2 years.
We will be there.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
It's just a short drive around the corner for me.
That's right.
So it's
Hop,
no
skip, and
problem.
a jump.
Awesome. All right. So I don't know if did you guys. I know Blake watched some of the day one stream with me, but Kirk, did you watch any of the event this past weekend?
I've been watching a bit of the highlights and things like that, but I've actually been getting really stuck into the season 2 of the Light and Magic documentary versus a lot of the celebration stuff. So, but I think I'm mostly up to speed with everything that's going on.
All right, cool. Yeah, so there was some big things, there was some small things. Some of the things that they talked about, we already knew about from before Celebration, and you know, we did a bit of a small kind of recap of things that we already did know going into Celebration. But yeah, they elaborated on some of the things that we already knew were coming. I mean, they did a Visions Volume 3 panel and, you know, showed bits and pieces of that, so that was really
nice.
cool.
Okay, haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, lots of like artwork coming up. I didn't know, but Young Jedi Adventures is coming back this fall with a new season.
Canceled.
See, I thought that got canceled too, but I guess not. I guess we're gonna get more Lego nubs.
Maybe there was a revolt, a toddler revolt.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Take it to the playpen.
That's right. Yeah.
Give me nubs or give me death.
Exactly. All right. So yeah, those were, you know, there was some back end things. Was there any main takeaways that you had? Any favorite moments from the weekend?
Oh man. Well, I'm looking forward to going over a lot of it tonight. So I might change my answer depending on what gets revealed. It was a pretty busy weekend for me.
Yeah.
So I've only heard a handful of things since I left watching your stream on Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we will talk about the main things.
But Andor season 2 looks good.
Yeah, it does. It does look very good.
Pretty curious about this Ryan Gosling movie.
Hello there.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, we just disconnected there from you, Kirk. Sorry, carry on. Carry on, Blake.
Yeah, pretty curious about this Ryan Gosling movie that's going to come out. And I'm questioning why they're doing a Darth Maul animated series. Because I feel like we could use some fresh characters.
All right. Yeah, we can get into that. Okay, yeah. So the big announcements from this weekend, maybe we can kind of pick and choose here. Star Wars Visions is releasing a side project called Visions Presents. And the first
But
project,
Visions is already a side project.
Visions is already kind of a side thing that's not canon, but they're doing something called Visions Presents, and the first up is The Ninth Jedi. So if any of you remember The Ninth Jedi from Volume 1 of Star Wars Visions, that episode is getting an extended long-form series, like to keep going, like to keep the story going.
Which one was it? Was it the one that we really liked?
That was the one. That was one of the fan favorites. Yeah.
Okay. What was the rough plot of this one?
The Ninth Jedi. Oh man, like I think that's the one that had like the rainbow kyber crystal that changed colors or something like that. I believe. Man, I think I've only seen it like once, so like I can't really remember too well.
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember that one. I think I've only seen like 2 or 3 of the episodes though.
Okay, yeah. So this one,
looking it up.
Yeah, many generations have passed since the light of the Jedi protected the galaxy. Since then, an era of war has arisen. But Margrave Juro, ruler of the planet High Islan, has a plan. He recently begun mining for rare kyber crystals with his territory. Using these crystals, he seeks to restore the Jedi by reforging their ancient weapons, lightsabers, which have been since lost to the galaxy.
Oh, this is the one I really liked.
Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, this is the one that had those cool like machines that would grapple like debris from space, like pull it down in the beginning.
Okay, yeah. So
This was my favorite one, so I'm on board with this. This is a good idea.
This one was one of the fan favorite ones. Another fan favorite was The Duel, which is that black and white.
That was the first one in season 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So some of the fan favorites are getting sequel episodes in Volume 3, which will follow that story up.
Okay.
So The Duel is also getting a follow-up to that, which is kind of neat. And I think The Ninth Jedi is also getting a follow-up, and then it's also getting a follow-up series to that follow-up.
That's cool. I'm excited for that. Honestly, that Ninth Jedi one, now that I remember the name, we looked it up. I felt like had a lot of world building that could extend into a series. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's lots of cool stuff to look forward to there. And I think there's a third episode that's actually getting a follow-up. It's The Village Bride. Which that was an episode that we've already seen. The sequel to that one is called The Village Bride: The Lost Ones. So that one's also getting a follow-up. So there's 3 episodes that get follow-ups in Volume 3. The Duel sequel is going to be called The Duel Payback.
Mm-hmm.
And The Ninth Jedi: Child of Hope is the sequel to The Ninth Jedi, and then it gets its own series after that. So
okay, let's take a brief moment to look up what our rating was for season 2. And see if we put these near the top.
I don't think we tracked that. I think like they're in the recording, but I don't think they're on our spreadsheet.
I was about to say I don't think I could remember what I would have rated any of these, but I do remember the black and white episodes. That's one I do remember watching.
Yeah, maybe someone can comment down below if you listen to the Visions Volume 1 review. Then yeah,
it's not written down.
No, that was before I kept track.
Nah, shoot, because I know we did rank them.
Yeah, we did. I'll have to listen to it again. So maybe we'll get that data again. But anyway, Star Wars Visions. Kirk, you a fan of Visions?
Like I said, I've only really seen and remember the episodes, the black and white hand-drawn episodes, which I loved. I can't remember off the top of my head any of the other ones that I watched. I don't actually think I got through the whole season, but I think I probably should go back, given my time in Japan as well recently. I think I should go back and watch them all.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, Visions isn't a huge deep discussion, so I think we can
it's a cool novelty thing. But I'm excited about the extended series.
Yeah, we can probably leave that there. But yeah, the extended series will be cool, and I think that opens up a whole new avenue for.
Is that going to still make it non-canon then?
Oh yeah. It's still non-canon. It's still a Star Wars Visions project, but it's called Star Wars Visions Presents, and then like whatever the series is called. Mm-hmm. So it'll still be under the Visions banner. I assume they'll probably start their own kind of collection on Disney Plus, and
it's going to get confusing.
Keep growing
if
it
they
out.
make it too big.
Yeah, Yeah. On the other hand, though, as long as they're making money, like, I don't think they care. Like, it's like, okay, whatever.
I mean,
right?
they've done a decade of keeping it all canon. Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. I also think that this is a way for them to take something out of this experiment, because it really, at the end of the day, this was an experiment, right? Like an artful experiment. Hey, what happens if we plug Star Wars back into Japan culture and see what comes out of it? And and like this is what came out of it, right? Like Star Wars Visions, like all these different shorts from different studios. And now they've done 2 entire volumes of those, and a third is on the way. So I feel like they're kind of testing the waters with taking the most popular ones and giving those ones a follow-up story, and then taking the super popular one and going like, okay, people really love this one. Let's give this one like an extended kind of look at what that could be. And then I think that's their way of, if that goes well, then maybe they'll look back at some of the other ones and go, oh, you know what? This one did really well. Instead of a volume 4, we're going to just do a Visions Presents The Duel, and then just do a follow-up series to all that.
Right.
So like, I think that could be really neat.
200,000 Vision episodes are ready, with 1 million more well on the way.
That's right. Star Wars Visions, everybody. Yeah.
And then they'll do a live action version and it'll suddenly be canon. They'll just cherry pick everything out.
Yeah.
How do you? I wonder how the artists feel that that they are making these stories, but they know it's not canon. Like I wonder if that influences the way that they make these stories. Because definitely would on my end. It's like I'm doing all this work, but it doesn't really have, I guess, not necessarily like an impact. But I guess the other hand of it is they can be a bit more creative and not worry about breaking anything or being hamstrung in the creative process. Yeah.
Totally, yeah. No, that's. I think in a way that's kind of like it's unleashing the creative liberties that they have to just do what they want, right? Like there's no canon that they need to cram this into, and I kind of prefer that. Like as far as an animated anthology series goes, like we've got Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Underworld. I think like that kind of serves that purpose. But for Visions, it's like if I wanted an anthology series of 8 random episodes in completely different art forms and telling all these crazy stories, like I don't think I would prefer them to be canon, but I like the idea that they're not, because it kind of loosens up on the idea that everything has to be canon, right? Like like, but
once they extend it into a larger series, then I'd prefer if they weave it in a bit.
Yeah.
If it can be, at least.
Right. All right. So, okay, let's, I mean, there's a big elephant in the room, obviously, the big announcement. Ryan Gosling coming to Star Wars with Sean Levy, with Starfighter shooting this fall. It's a follow-up to The Rise of Skywalker. It takes place around 5 years after that movie, and it's a standalone movie. I don't think this is getting any sequels. It's kind of designed to be a one-shot and done kind of thing. And I don't know, like maybe...
Starts that way, and then if it's popular.
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Yeah, true enough. Kind of like Solo, right? Like that was supposed to be a one and done thing, but then it's like, oh, you were planning sequels to this? Like,
we want to leave the door open.
Yeah. So maybe you can start with us, Blake. Like, what are your thoughts about Starfighter?
I think it's got a lot of weight on its shoulders, just in the fact that it's trying to push past Episode 9, and I think right now there's a lot of bad blood in that era, and they're going to be, and hopefully we'll succeed in turning the tide around that.
Yeah.
Because I know it's kind of in the same situation where the Clone Wars animated series picked up right after. There was a lot of bad blood from the prequels, and they were able to turn that around. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that this show will do that for a lot of the fans that have a hard time in that era right now.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a question of what they're going to do with it. It could be neat, right? There's going to be remnants of First Order and stuff. I hope they keep it really, personally, I hope they keep it really small stakes and have it just almost like a local planet's personal defense force, as opposed to something that's tied right into the Republic or the New Republic.
Right. Yeah. Kirk, what are your thoughts on this movie?
My initial thoughts are I'm thinking they're going to try and do something similar to what that Patty Jenkins movie was supposed to be, but it ended up falling through. Is it just me, like the Rogue Squadron movie? I mean, it's a different time and all that, but it sounds like they're going to do some kind of fighter pilot. Like, I guess like the genre, well, I mean, it's all sci-fi fantasy, but like, like the type of movie that they're doing, like with maybe it's like follows the story of like a fighter pilot or something like that.
Yeah.
We don't know much, obviously. I'm excited for Ryan Gosling. I think, one of my favorite sci-fi films, Blade Runner, he was in, which I thought he did great at. I think with Sean Levy as a director, it's not going to be that kind of tone. I think we'll probably expect something more on the comedic route.
Yeah.
Which is going to be. I don't want to be negative at all, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I guess you could say. I'm wondering Deadpool and Wolverine was. Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine wasn't a movie for me. I guess. I love Night at the Museum, which he did a long time ago. But yeah, we haven't really had like a comedic director like taking on a
Solo
project like this.
The original Solo script and the original directors were comedian.
Yeah, the Lego guys.
The Lego movie guys.
Right.
Look how that turned out.
Yeah, I was gonna say they didn't like that, so they replaced them with Ron Howard. So we'll see how this goes. I question it too. Star Wars always has comedy, but it's never like the main thing. So
yeah,
I don't know.
And Ryan Gosling, imagine it's like a crazy, stupid love rendition in Star Wars mixed with Top Gun.
It'll be the Notebook and Top Gun.
Yeah.
You know what? If it's something different, and I'll root for Ryan Gosling. So happy to watch that. Mm-hmm. We'll be in theaters on opening day.
Yeah,
if it actually ends up getting made.
Well, unlike Rogue Squadron, this one has a release date. It's coming to theaters May 28th, 2027. So almost exactly 2 years away from now, which is pretty surreal. And that's crazy. They're not just planning this movie like the Patty Jenkins. They shot this little promo thing, and then it was like, okay, well, this is something we're going to do. They have said in person at Celebration, we're shooting this movie. Our script is done. We're shooting this movie in the fall in 6 months.
Say that?
Yeah. It's going into production this fall in October. So that's what they said.
Do you guys feel that the timing of this movie, not timing in our reality, but the timing in the Star Wars universe is pushed well past Rise of Skywalker, and to get the script made so quickly, it's the least way it can law break previous stuff. So it's really easy to get approved from that front.
That makes sense. I never considered that, but that actually does make a lot of sense how they're able to push forward faster.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh, you can fill me on this. Did they say anything about the Rey movie or Rey stuff? Well, so there's something about a new trilogy, right?
No, yeah. So there was a very subtle mention at the very, very start. I think when Kathy was talking, because she comes out and she basically kicks off the whole weekend, right? Mm-hmm. And I believe I noted down here in the Celebration live chat at the very start of the weekend that Star Wars films by James Mangold, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, Taika Waititi, and a new trilogy by Simon Kinberg are all in ongoing development. So yes, the new Jedi Order movie from Sharmeen is still a go. It's still in I guess the script phase, trying to figure out that movie. Mm-hmm. And there have been some headlines about that one in the past, and same as the James Mangold movie, Taika Waititi and Simon Kinberg. I mean, eons ago we had news about even Rian Johnson doing a trilogy at some point, and so I'm sure these are all still floating around, just like the Patty Jenkins thing. Who knows if that's still going to happen or not. Okay. But I'm sure that I don't think there's any bad blood there. I think it's just a scheduling thing. So I'm sure that might actually still happen, but I don't know if there's a full on cancellation of that movie yet.
Which one?
The Rogue Squadron movie. But this one though, it seems like just out of left field. It's they got their stuff going on. They've got the script down pat. This must be a good movie for them to be hey, you know what? Because this one is...
Or it's the least dangerous movie.
I mean, this one is coming out only 1 year after The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Right.
It's crazy to me that they didn't announce this at the last celebration.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder if it's actually been was quickly put through development after that, though.
Yeah.
To get back to why I brought that up in the first place, is those were the only other films I would think that be in a similar era that they would have to coordinate between.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're, and I think maybe that is the case. Maybe there are some words happening between Sharmeen and Sean Levy, about this time period. But because it's so vague as to what they could do and where they're going with this, because there is zero stories that take place after episode 9. Zero, right?
And if they keep it really small scale, it's not going to affect a lot of other stuff anyway.
Exactly.
That's how I interpreted how he described it. So.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Also, we just had Kyle join us. Kyle from Kai Sabers. Welcome back, Kyle.
Hello there. Thank you. Yeah.
Hello there. So, how did you enjoy the weekend of festivities?
Dude, there's been so much stuff that came out.
Yeah.
Like, and I heard you. Okay, so I was listening to the other podcast before I came onto this one, and you were talking about Mandalorian and Grogu, and that scene that got kind of like the teaser, whatever, like sneak released or whatever, right? And I saw that, and I can't wait to see the movie. But I don't know if you guys know or might have the answer to this, but is Pedro going to do the acting or just the voice again in the movie? What do you guys think? Because I mean, I saw Gladiator 2. I mean, he can do the moves, but
I saw a photo of him with his helmet off in the behind the scenes, and like it looks like he's
it looks like he's actually doing it.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing it.
I think
because remember, he didn't do it for the last couple seasons.
Yeah, I think there was something scheduling wise because he was a busy guy. Like he's been involved in
That's true.
The Last of Us, like what else?
Gladiator.
Gladiator 2. I mean, this year he's got Fantastic Four coming out. Like there's so much stuff that guy is up to. So like it doesn't surprise me that maybe he had an arrangement where it's like, hey, I'm already sharing the load of physical portrayal of this character, and the main thing you need me to do later is dub him anyways. Like, why don't we just work something out so that I can still be the character, but these other two guys can play him, right? And when they brought him out, because they brought Pedro out to the main stage this weekend, and he did credit the other two guys. Like, there's two other guys that are also the Mandalorian, other than Pedro, and they're the main guys throughout the whole Book of Boba, all 3 seasons of Mando. Like, these other two individuals have also played him in the suit this entire time. So
you know what? They should have brought them out too. Then
they should have.
Let's honor them then.
They totally should have. Yeah. He name dropped them though and gave them a shout out, and it was really nice of him to do that because I feel like a lot of people
at least that
do forget about it. But yeah, exactly. So.
What did you guys think about when I always forget his name. I met him in person too, and I forget his name right now. The guy that played the stranger from Acolyte.
Oh, Manny Jacinto.
Yeah, Manny. When they brought Manny out, did you hear that they were all screaming for like a season 2? Yeah. And I did see something about a season 2 because I'm like, dude, they can't, like, as much as there was a lot of bad press and everything. And I mean, like, dude, I really didn't like the acting. That last episode was like, oh shit, now it's going to get good.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Yeah.
Obviously, I think there was. I think we can all agree there was some really wicked moments about that show. I don't think it's definitely, like, to put it kindly, it's nobody's favorite Star Wars show out there. I don't think, but I would still appreciate that story with Kamir to continue. Like, that would be cool. You know, like, he was a wicked Sith Lord.
I agree.
He's an awesome actor. Like, he did a great job. So
his sabers are really cool. I actually have the ones that split apart and you can use them as 2 and everything. Like, I liked his sabers.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. But and I seen Sigourney Weaver in her role.
Yeah.
Have you seen that yet?
Oh, Kirk's trying to play something.
Sorry, I was searching up the that scene from episode 3 of The Acolyte, and I had my speaker turned on.
What are they talking about?
Yeah.
But no, did you see the Sigourney? That's like, she's only in it for a second.
Yeah.
Like, Grogu's trying to grab the bowl of food, and she just grabs it and pulls it back.
Yeah. Sigourney Weaver came out onto the live stage actually, and they brought her out to talk about her role in the upcoming film. She was there with Jon Favreau, and Mandalorian and Grogu coming out next year. 1 year.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
I think so.
When do you think we'll get a trailer for that?
Ooh,
I only seen the leaked footage. That's all that I've seen.
Yeah, because people in the convention got to see some footage. I don't know why they do that, man. Like, they always they stream like 90% of it, and then it's like, okay, everyone who's here in person, we're gonna watch a clip, and then they cut to like the.
I think it's to incentivize people to buy tickets.
Well, they do that. They do that in San Diego in Hall H, where they're like, okay, everybody, if we see a phone, we're gonna go over and take your phone.
Yeah.
And you agree when you're on your way in, like you're not going to film certain parts of something.
Yeah. So
they do, but everybody is fucking one person sneaks the shit out.
Man, thank goodness that people show up with like GoPros and little snake cams and those.
Sure, button cams.
Yeah, they're doing us all the favor, like
Junior was going to be Dr. Doom.
Yeah, crazy.
What I find interesting is that they're not, because it's the first Star Wars movie in 6 years, right? Like they're or 7 years by 2026 comes out. I'm surprised they're not doing like a December Christmas release like they usually do. They're going back to the
I'm going to spring again.
May time.
Yeah, they're going back to May because Star Wars has traditionally always been May until Force Awakens came around, and then
they tried. And let's be real, dude. May the 4th is such a big day.
Yeah. Wait, is that where they're releasing it? Is it May 4th?
No, but
it's the 3rd.
But May
5th is when it came out.
I have no idea.
May is traditionally when they used to come out, but like you said, Blake, like Solo tried to put.
They tried, they moved
back.
Solo, and then Solo didn't do well, so they put it back to December.
Yeah, but I think it started going to because of all the writing delays, right? I think that's why they initially pushed it to begin with. But originally, I think it was supposed to be May.
Yeah, they pushed it back because JJ needed more time.
I have a feeling they're doing it for that kind of time period as well, because like the Avatar movies have that like that December time slot that they they shoot for.
Disney's trying to overstack their own stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Profits we must take.
That's right.
Oh, what's that? I smell profit.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. All right. So that sums it up.
Only money.
Sums it up for Visions and Starfighter. Mandalorian and Grogu. They got a release date now as well for that. May 22nd, 2026. That's 1 year and 1 month away. So I mean, lots of people looking forward to that. You can find the leaked footage online from the convention. That is, I do recommend people don't check it out if you don't like spoilers. But mind you, it's just a big action sequence and it looks awesome, and there's really no big spoilers in there. So, early preview, I guess, but to me, look. Cool.
I think with Mando and Grogu, it's going to be the first time I'm actually going to try and commit to doing it. But I'm going to try and not watch any trailers or anything like that, and just go into the theater without seeing any footage apart from stuff I might accidentally scroll past.
Dude, but you're gonna like.
It's almost impossible now. Man.
Yeah, I know, but the internet's hard to avoid that stuff.
You got to like get rid of Twitter and Instagram and like everything.
Man.
My friend did it for Endgame, and he went off. He literally went off socials for ages. And every time we went to go see a movie, like, and we would get there early, like he'd ask the people beforehand, like, "Oh, is there a trailer for Endgame being played?" And they'd be like, "Oh, what, are you excited to see the trailer?" He's like, "No, I don't want to watch it." Like, tell me so I can come into the theater afterwards, and then I'll watch the movie.
That's awesome.
But he did it.
When episode 7 came out, they were actually pretty cool online. You never saw really too much stuff. But then I saw this photo because I hadn't seen it yet, and I was really excited. I was waiting until I could take my kids and everything. And then I saw this photo online, and it was this dude driving around down in LA, and on the back of his truck, he had Han Solo dies. Ha ha, motherfucker. And it was like,
oh no,
what? You dick. You know what I mean? So yeah, and but everybody else is being really cool online about it, but I don't see that taking place again. Like, you're literally gonna have to like scrub your computer clean of all socials, dude.
Yeah, log out.
I haven't quite thought about it.
Yeah. We're gonna receive letters from him.
It's also just like, you know how Star Wars is, right? Like, you're gonna get YouTube thumbnails with like cutouts of the trailer, like being inserted into everybody's videos.
That's the worst. That's the worst. You know, I'm not going to say YouTubers' names because I don't want to start any of that. But there was one YouTuber that spoiled like a big moment in the game. What was the game called? Fallen Order, the second one.
Yeah.
It was just a picture of a character's face, and like the thumbnail, the title was like, "Oh no, ... And I'm like, in the back of my mind, playing this. This is like 6 hours after the game came out, and I was so upset. I didn't click on anything, but. Spoilers.
Dude, people think I'm crazy when I go to like day one releases of stuff like that, but I'm like, I just don't want that, you know. Like, I'd rather just kind of experience it on my own than have someone's like YouTube thumbnail or whatever like ruin it for me. And at this point, like, my cookies are so full of Star Wars stuff that it's like it's impossible for me to avoid. Like as long as I'm looking at a screen of any kind, there's a good chance I'm gonna get spoiled, you know? So
yeah, that's the same.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm online for my company all the time, so there's no escape for me anyway.
Yeah.
Either go early or just deal with it.
I think they're like Lucasfilm are always pretty good with like making trailers and promotional material that doesn't spoil too much. So yeah, there are definitely some movies out there, like the lesser known movies, that like they put a lot in the trailer to get people to go see the movie.
Nowadays,
Well, they
I
put all the good stuff in, but Star Wars is all good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of movies now, like a lot of Marvel movies, they make shots to go in the trailer and then they take them out for the final movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Star Wars has done that too. They did that in Rogue One.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah, totally. Although that I think was from the deleted sequence that they ended up changing stuff. But like, yeah, that's totally what they do now. So, yeah. All right. Kirk, how much time you got left? Because then we can move on and we'll try and hit.
I got another 5 minutes. So if you want my
okay,
opinion for anything else.
Yeah. Did you have anything you wanted to say about the Maul animated series, Maul Shadow Lord?
No, not too much. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what the new animation style is. I think I don't really know like what the point of it is now, because I thought Maul's kind of journey was mostly complete. So, but anyway, I'm mostly keen to see it. I guess there's that period after Solo where we saw him kind of pop up and saw him there and. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I was actually really excited when I first heard about it because I thought it was going to be a live action show, and I thought Ray Park was going to come back and
that would be cool.
Reprise his role. But not that I'm dissing animation or anything like that, but that's what that got me a bit more excited than another animations. But I'm always keen. I still need to finish Bad Batch. Don't know why I haven't done that yet, but I'll get to it. And apart from that, I don't think there's what other announcements that kind of were made. I'm just trying to think.
They announced a sequel to the Rebuild the Galaxy Lego movie. They also, they talked.
Yeah, because Darth Jar Jar is coming back.
Yeah. They talked a lot about season 2 of Ahsoka and season 2 of Andor. They had the announcement of, well, we already knew about the announcement, but they released details in a trailer for Zero Company, which is the game from Respawn and EA and BitReactor.
This is not really not announcements, but I'm very excited for Andor, which is coming out tonight. So Andor season 2. Sorry, I'm not sure if that counts about celebration discussions, but I know they had a panel there about it, so that was cool. And yeah, I guess the last thing is I've been getting pretty deep in watching the Industrial Light and Magic season 2 documentary, which covers like episode 1 and episode 2 or 3 and everything like that. I definitely recommend people checking that out. It's really, really good. And yeah, in a couple of days I'm actually going to see Revenge of the Sith for the 20th anniversary, which I've actually never seen a prequel original trilogy movie in theaters before. I think I mentioned that last time, but yeah, very excited to go do that.
It's going to be your favorite again.
It's going to be. It's going to be.
I'm not gonna ruin something for you, okay? And I know you've seen the movie, obviously, but there is something neat that supposedly happens before the movie starts.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm really keen to watch, Obi-Wan and Anakin get together and defeat the Separatists, and then go on and live happy lives and have
exactly. That's right. And bring balance to the Force.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great fun time. I just finished watching episode 1 and 2 again, which is good to get caught up on or re-caught up on. Yep. So it's good. It's a busy time, Star Wars. It is, Andor, Revenge of the Sith, Celebration. Yeah. What's going on? I just need a third Jedi Survivor movie. Keep forgetting the name of it. Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor movie.
It's going to be called Jedi Sacrifice. Show. I'm calling it now. It's Jedi Sacrifice.
Jedi Sacrifice. If I could be like Thanos and sit and watch the sunset on a Grateful Universe, if that comes out very shortly.
Yeah. Everyone out there is going to think of me when that game comes out. It's like, oh yeah, I know a guy on a podcast who came up with the name for that video game. He called it eons ago. It was me.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
All right, Kirk, thanks so much for popping on once again. And I guess we will catch you in the next one.
See you, Kirk.
Thanks all for having me. I'm off to Dexter's Diner now to have some donuts. Ciao, ciao.
Enjoy. All righty. All right, let's. I
was actually going to say, did you guys hear where the next celebrations is going to be at?
Yes, we'll bring that up at the end actually, because I want to stick on this this Maul Shadow Lord for a moment here. I've got the description as to what it is. By the way, this news came out with the 20 years of Lucasfilm animation panel. They showed a really awesome sizzle reel, and Dave Filoni had some really nice things to say about working with George. So I'm actually going to play a little clip for you guys, and I just thought it was just beautiful.
Took us by surprise. But through all walks of life, people found some kind of common energy in the clones. And no more so than when George said, we're going to make this Bad Batch group, and they're going to be very different. And we didn't know what people would think of that. And one of the reasons why we did the Bad Batch, too, was that George, that was one of the ideas that he had when we were still working together, was let's do a Bad Batch spin-off and continue with the clones that way. And so, I loved working with George, and I always try to honor that, what he wanted. It's important to me.
Give it up for George Lucas.
He's talking like he's dead.
So yeah, I mean,
it feels like that at times, just around the office. He used to be around quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure he misses him a lot. I'm sure they're friends, right? But he speaks so highly of him. He spent so long teaching Dave his craft, and he had more things to say about George and how he taught. I think it was in the Ahsoka panel how he was talking about George and how he taught Dave his craft for so many years. And it's over that period of time, you develop a really strong working relationship with people. He was working there from 2006 to the time that he left, which was like 2012, 2013. So,
oh wow.
I mean, this is like a 7-year working relationship that he had with the guy, and working with him, day in, day out, sometimes, 12-hour days doing editing at the ranch, and brainstorming story ideas. I mean, this is a guy who he learned everything from. So when he speaks about George like that, it's just like there is a lot of emotion in it, because everything the reason why he's sitting here is because of the guy, right? And so anything that guy does is like
George's Padawan.
Yeah, and that resonates in his stories, right? Like, you always hear of these directors and writers putting themselves in their work, like putting themselves in their stories, because that's just where the inspiration's coming from, right? So you can see that in Dave's
that's
work.
Fair. All right.
The entire Ahsoka show is about legacy. It's about apprenticeship. It's about passing on that knowledge to the next person, right? It's about the unlikely apprentice in Sabine and the unlikely master as Ahsoka. There's so much of Dave and George in that story, in that relationship, and how that can be, drawn as a parallel to who Dave is working with right now. Like who's Dave gonna teach to pass that torch on to when he's retired and when he's not telling stories anymore, right? So there's a lot to take away from that. And as always, he did share a Clone Wars clip of an unfinished story arc. At every celebration, they tend to do this now. So he shared more of the Boba Fett unfinished story arc, which was really cool to see. It was a chase scene through Coruscant City. Boba's got his full suit. He's slinging Jango's 2 blasters, but he's got the full green armor. And Anakin's in pursuit on a speeder bike, and he's shooting at him, and Boba's like flamethrowing him and stuff like that. It was crazy. And Cad Bane has a little moment where he's like flying around too, because this is the arc that he's like mentoring Boba. And then at the very end of the clip, you get a hologram showing up from Mace Windu, who is like clutching his shoulder as if he's been shot in the shoulder. And he talks to Anakin about, did you catch him? And he's like, no, he got away. And then like, okay, come back to the temple. And then that was that. So it was like very little dialogue in the scene. But
oh my God,
I thought that was really cool, because it gives us a little more insight about that story arc, which we've seen unfinished bits of it before. But it seems like
Years
Boba goes off. There's a story in season 1 or 2 where Boba tries to assassinate Mace Windu. So it looks like he tries again and succeeds in a way of like getting a hit on him, but doesn't kill him.
He hit him.
Yeah,
It's more than his dad got.
Yeah, yeah.
His dad burned a cloak. That's about it.
Yeah, I thought that was really. I thought that was cool. I was like, man, like this is a cool clip. So you can find it online now. It's out there, and I appreciate them showing that off. But after all these years, because this was the 20 years of Lucasfilm Animation, right? Like Dave just he did confirm. He's like, yeah, we're not there. He basically put it out there. He's like, we're not going back and finishing these.
Oh man.
And I know that's what we've all been hoping for a long, long time. But yeah, that's the sad news. The good news is he is bringing Maul back, for an animated show. And I know you might have some strong feelings about this, Blake, but I'll just read what this is about. So this is a story set after the events of the final season of the Clone Wars. Maul rises again to lead the underworld factions, and that was it. The show will it will debut on Disney Plus in 2026. It's called Maul Shadow Lord, and this takes place between the Clone Wars when Maul gets away in the finale until the events of Solo.
Oh, so it's leading
before
up to Solo.
Yes. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's a story that needs to be told. I just don't know. I'm hesitant to say that's what I would want in an animated show right now.
So I guess what's your ideal animated show? Like if not a Maul animated, because this was unexpected to me too. But I mean, they still got Sam Witwer in his younger. He's still able to do the Maul voice and everything like that. So like. I guess it's just good timing that they're able to do it, but like how would you approach the next ongoing animated series? Like what time period, what characters would you have in it?
I just want something that can have more lots of new characters and have multiple stories going on. If not something as great as Clone Wars, being able to build something that follows that many kind of story arcs, almost Game of Thrones style, then at least as deep as Rebels was. To me, it's just hard when there's just like one character. Because like to me, Bad Batch was too tightly knit.
Yeah, I agree.
And to me, this feels like it's going to fall into the same boat because it's just really one character.
I just hope that it's done right. I don't want this show. Like I don't think that this show has the real estate to make a 24 episode season or a 16 episode season. I feel like this is the kind of show that you do like 30-minute episodes and you do 8 of them, and then you do like time jumps maybe between like every 2 or 3. So you do like a good story arc, and then you do another good story
24 episode seasons.
No, I feel like the best standout Clone Wars arcs were those 3 episode story arcs that had like basically a movie inside the show, and then it moved on and told a different story. And I feel like Maul Shadow Lord like could be that if they do it right? Like if maybe like he is the main character of like one story arc here and one story arc there, but then for 2 or 3 other story arcs in the season, he's just a supporting character. And then they also feature other main criminal underworld characters, if you know what I mean. Like they could bring Daniel Logan back and have him show up as young Boba still again. And somehow they can carry on the legacy of that story that they never finished with him and Cad Bane in this show.
Right.
Because it's that world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's that world, it's that time period. But you're right. If they just decide to do like a serial kind of episode by episode, this is all about Darth Maul, then I think it could be a little too saturated with the mystery around this character. And
it's been 10 years, and I feel like we've gotten a lot of Maul.
Yeah, we have.
So,
although they do keep bringing him back for a lot of stuff, but it's Maul, dude. But I kind of get what you're saying, where maybe it's a little oversaturated with the one character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just become like an easy, like, throw him in there character.
If you tally up how many episodes
and everybody's like
that he's in, it's actually not that many. Like if you count how many episodes he's in.
But he's just like, he's like a secret spice they just sprinkle in all the time.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you just know the recipe.
That's what he is. He's freaking pumpkin spice. Every fall they just sprinkle them onto the coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it kind of blew me away when I tallied it up, because I think like we've all seen Clone Wars a few times enough to think that like, wow, he's like a main character. But it's real. Like he wasn't in the show at all for the first 2 seasons, and he only showed up as like a little image in like a magic globe that the Night Sisters had in season 3. And then he didn't show up fully until season 4. And that was for just the first couple episodes. And then I think he had another appearance later that season. Then he had one story arc in season 5. And then he had...
Dude, it was...
And then that was it.
What made him the famous?
And then he was...
the thing that made him the famous? Oh, sorry.
Then he was in season 7 for the finale. So like it actually wasn't that much. Like when you can tally it, I think you could probably count out like maybe 10 episodes.
Yeah. So it's similar in Rebels too. He's not in the whole thing, but he's in like a very specific chunk of it.
Yeah.
But what I think made him so famous was literally he had, you know how it's like when the first 3 came out back in the 70s, people were watching like, holy crap, a lightsaber, this light sword lights up on the thing. It made Star Wars iconic. Well, for the younger people, dude, he's the guy that busted out the lightsaber staff for the first time, and theaters went nuts. And he has like such an amazing appearance, and he's a Sith person. You see his face completely, but he looks so interesting. I think it was the movie that just like for most people that come to my table haven't seen the Clone Wars, but they know that movie real well, man. Right? So that's what makes him so iconic, that they keep sprinkling him on like the pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Because that was so iconic.
I'm just worried against if they just keep focusing on the same things too much, then it's not going to grow.
Yeah.
You know what? This is what I honestly, and because you guys, you know, you don't have children that are, you know, watching this stuff and everything too. But what I would have liked to see maybe come in the next couple of years or so, after the Mandalorian Grogu movie are gone, right? Because that was Baby Yoda. But what about if they actually had like a children's, almost like, what was it? I forget what they called it, the Younglings or something, or whatever they called it, that show for kids. If they came out with something like that, but it's Yoda as a youngling and a Padawan, because he's the most wisest, you know, Jedi that ever was, basically. And well, how, you know, let's see some of his failures. Let's see how he learned, and put that into a kid show. It's Disney. They could make something like that really nicely.
Right.
And he becomes the wisest one out there. And, you know, every once in a while, they could even pop into it some sort of Yoda's wisdom for young kids or something, you know, like.
Well, that's just young Jedi Adventures.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just Young Jedi Adventures, which is getting a season 3 this fall. But
no, but to have Yoda, but to have Yoda as like the youngling.
Oh, Yoda as a youngling. Oh man, let's go way back.
Learning and failing and stuff. That's what I mean.
Right.
Like that would be a really good kid show. So if you know, you're talking about in the future, I would love to see something like that.
I think it could be, if it wasn't for the, like, I think like George was pretty adamant about the mystery around Yoda's origins and his species. Like, I mean, even Grogu.
I mean, we got Yaddle and Grogu in now.
like they're kind of, they're still like, you know, where the heck do these things come from? And like, you know, like why are they all force sensitive and stuff like that, right? So I don't want to like really know more about that side of their species.
I would like to see a kid show in it, just to show somebody that's so wise to a child, right? Like, this is Yoda, and yet, dude, Yoda failed. He was a youngling. He had to learn. I think it would be a great opportunity for a children's show.
Yeah. All right. I do want to.
So I did realize, just sitting here thinking, what I would like in an animated series, I think we're going to theoretically get with this Vision spin-off series, because I think that's going to be the tone, and if they continue off the original episode, the type of story that I'm most interested in. So I might be able to have my cake and eat it too.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll give you, Visions is pretty cool, and it did bring us the Ronin. So
yeah.
Oh, Kyle, you didn't hear? From the last season, one of them's getting a spin-off series.
Really? No, I did not hear.
Yeah, it's called the Star Wars Visions Presents the Ninth Jedi. So the season 1 episode 5 from Star Wars Visions, that episode is getting a sequel in volume 3, and then a follow-up series as its own project.
Oh, that's gonna okay. I actually enjoyed that stuff, so I'm gonna most likely really enjoy this too.
Yeah,
I've started getting into anime style stuff, and you were talking about Star Wars manga.
Yeah, lots
of your previous episodes.
Yeah, lots actually was announced this past weekend for new Star Wars manga projects. We're talking adaptions of existing Star Wars novels that are going to be coming out. There's also an all-original manga that's going to be telling stories that take place across the entire saga with all new characters. There's going to be a manga adaptation of the Thrawn novel, which has already had a Marvel comic adaptation. So it's crazy. Like the new Timothy Zahn's Thrawn novel, like the first one he did in the canon, is going to be is now adapted like 2 times over. If you don't count if you don't count the audiobook. Like crazy stuff. But
Well, it's my daughter's into manga, so that's why I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, bring her into Star Wars.
Well, hey, she's got lots to look forward to. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I do want to linger more on the Maul stuff, but we got to move on because we got to wrap it up in like 15, 20 minutes. But I do want to talk a little bit about the Ahsoka season 2 panel because they revealed a bit more about that. They have an image online that they released of Rory. I forget his last name.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Chopper.
No, as Balin Skull. So did any of you guys see that?
I saw the
I've
picture
seen that
on Twitter.
Yeah. So Kyle, if you look through the Celebration live chat,
I've seen it
in our Discord. Yeah, I have the image in there.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think about Rory as Balin?
I don't know. I don't know him from anything. I've never
Game of
seen.
Thrones?
I don't know him.
You never seen Game of Thrones?
Dude, I've seen about half of the first season.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, this is such bad acting. I couldn't watch the rest of it. I literally
What? Dude, you're like in a minority there.
It's horrible. It's horrible. No wonder there was a Starbucks coffee left on the damn thing. The actors suck so bad.
Dude, that was like 9 seasons later.
I know, but I heard about it. Like this, I couldn't.
All right, moving on. All right, so
Sorry,
okay, so
I will say
I'll have to see him.
From the images we got that they released, he looks more intimidating than the original Balin Skull.
Yeah, that's what I find troubling.
It definitely feels like a different vibe, and so that's kind of all I can really get from the photo. So I'm gonna have to see.
His
looks,
beard's darker. He's darker,
and just like I think just the way his face is shaped, almost as a more. It feels more menacing, as if
he's got a really good resting bitch face.
Yeah, that's probably part of it. The original actor just had this really like hardened dad vibe, and I don't know if I'm not getting that same vibe from the artwork.
Like you still felt kind of safe with Ray Stevenson.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it's okay. It's okay.
So
now this guy, it's like, oh shit.
So here's a question though. Like, would you rather they write the character out of the stories and not recast the role, or would you rather have this role cast with the best person that they could find for it, which I assume is Rory? And
it's such a tough call. We don't know what the story is.
Yeah, right. Like I mean, I would rather see it first before I
make a decision,
make a choice on that.
That's
but like,
thing.
I don't want to.
It's too late.
I don't want to sound bad, like that's the thing.
Do you want to know who I kind of like? Who I think? Look, I'm gonna need to see his acting because I've never seen it before. But who I kind of thought after seeing all this and kind of thinking, and I know this may sound dumb or weird, but dude, the guy that played Harper in Stranger Things, if he grew the beard out properly and shit like that, he could have pulled off the look and still had that kind of nice. I feel okay and safe with this guy, even though he's a bad guy. Like that's. Yeah.
All right. Harper. All right. Interesting.
I forget his name though. He's the red whatever in.
You mean Hopper?
Hopper. Yeah.
Hopper. Sorry.
I was like, who's Harper?
Yeah, I was so confused with that.
Yeah. Hopper.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hopper.
Yeah. He's in the next Marvel movie called Thunderbolts. He plays the Russian Red Captain America guy.
Yeah.
David. What's his last name now? Forget his last name.
I forget his.
It's David something or another.
But when he gets when you see him with the beard on in the one, I think it's the one with Scarlett Johansson movie. There, he's got this big, huge beard. You color that beard, you throw on a Balin costume, dude. He can pull it off.
Yeah,
and he still has. He doesn't. And he's big too. He's a huge guy.
He doesn't put out the really stern.
Yeah, he's not stern enough though. I don't think. Like
he's too jovial.
But no. I don't think he's. But I think he can pull off that stoic look that Balin has.
He definitely can.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got the voice or the height for it though. Like I don't think he's as tall as Rory.
Dude, he's huge, man. He's freaking huge.
Really? I don't know. I never thought.
Yeah, the Hopper. That guy's huge.
Really?
He's like 6 something, dude.
You want to look at that?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. I gotta speed things along here. The Ahsoka panel released information that Admiral Akbar will return. He's going to be going up against Thrawn, and half of Ahsoka season 2 is going to be the war that Thrawn brings with him to the New Republic. So that was some pretty big news. I feel like we all kind of speculated that was the case. What's that converted?
1.9 meters. So it's just shy of 6 feet. So he's like 5'11", 5'10".
That's David.
Yeah.
Hopper.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he's less than 6 feet
He's
tall.
under 6 feet.
Yeah, so he's not that tall. Yeah.
No way, dude.
They make him look tall. That's the movie magic, dude.
That's right.
The movie magic.
It's just the rider's super short.
You know that the actor who played Bilbo wasn't that short?
Really?
No way. John Rhys Davies isn't the size of Gimli.
I know, it's crazy.
You mean Elijah
Amazing
Wood
what they do with them cameras.
is not 2 feet tall?
Right?
Oh, man.
Don't even get me started about the borrower.
All right. So, here's another thing. Here's another nugget of information. Zeb will be back. He will be joining the cast of the Rebels crew in Ahsoka season 2. So that's very cool. And lots more Chopper. And then I saw an image of Chopper wielding some sort of
with a
giant machine gun online. Yeah. I was like, oh man, that's crazy. Yeah. So that was cool.
I kind of got to see it to judge it. The image, I'm like, oh, come on.
One of the biggest takeaways, which I found clouded the Ryan Gosling Starfighter announcement this past weekend, was that Hayden Christensen will be back playing Anakin Skywalker once again in season 2 of Ahsoka. So
cool.
That's the biggest news, I think, of that panel, the biggest takeaway. All right, let's speed things along here I just want to get through a few Hasbro announcements, only because you and I collect those Black Series helmets. They will be releasing a Death Trooper helmet from Rogue One. The little green parts all light up and everything, so that was really cool.
Oh, neat.
They're releasing Phase 2 clone variants for 501st Legion and 222nd. So you get the orange and the blue.
Mm-hmm.
So
Can I make an announcement for Kai Sabers right now then?
Say what?
Can I make an announcement for Kai Sabers right now then?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Kai Sabers is now going to have basically every single entire helmet that you've ever seen in the Star Wars universe on film or on like TV, and we will have those available, and they will be made out of resin and fiberglass, so very durable, and some of them already have the lighting stuff put inside.
Oh man, that's awesome.
We're gonna have that stuff coming soon. Yeah, and we're gonna be on par for pricing with the Black Series stuff.
That's crazy.
Dang, dude.
That's some awesome. That's a tall order. I look forward to seeing what that's like. I mean, the product.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm getting my like personal favorite made specifically just for me, and it's of course we are going to go with Mando, not Mando. Oh my God, I'm looking at the Lego figure right here, right now, and I'm drawing a blank. Homeboy from This Is the Way with oh God, what's his name?
Prune face.
I know him in real life. His name's Tate. I know the guy in real life. His name's Tate.
Is it Paz?
That's right.
That's
right.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
Nice. John Favreau's guy.
I know Tate in real life. So I know Tate in real life, and we've been talking actually for about 2 years, man. I can't believe I forgot his character.
Hopefully he doesn't hear this.
Hopefully, dude, Tate, if you do, brother, I'm sorry, man. I fucking love you. You know it, dude.
All right. Let's hit up the next announcement here, which was I did mention it very briefly here, but Zero Company. It's the new game from EA, Respawn, and BitReactor. This game is a tactical-based tactics game set during the Clone Wars. It's described as the war beneath the war. It's coming out 2026. It's up for pre-order, I think, soon this year, maybe at some point, but you can wishlist it already on Steam and Epic on PC. It's going to be released on Xbox Series X, S, and PS5. So
what do you mean by tactical?
It's like tactical. I mean, so if you've ever played anything from the lines of XCOM or Civilization or anything like that.
Okay, like I love Civilizations.
Yeah,
like so Civilization, Sid Meier.
Yeah, so like it's like a turn-based style tactics game, except it's very cinematic. I think the closest that you can look up for like how the gameplay will look is probably going to be similar to XCOM. So look up XCOM or XCOM 2. But it's basically going to be kind of like that, but Star Wars. And then a lot of the cutscenes are very cinematic. The camera is going to be kind of rotating around to the best angle constantly to give you the best view and the best kind of cinematic feeling. The main cast of characters is very diverse in terms of the characters on your team. So like the leader of this team, his name's Hawks. He's like a kind of like a ex-military guy from the Republic end of things. There's a clone trooper who's, I guess, gone rogue. There's
Wouldn't it be really old?
No, this is set during the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a Umbaran soldier, which is kind of crazy because he's a separatist, right? And then there's a Jedi who is, I believe, I don't know if
Same
it was
race as Tubes.
Yes, same species as Tubes from Rogue One. Yeah, but dual wielder for lightsabers, and I think they're a Padawan, if I'm not mistaken. And then we also have a Mandalorian. So that's your main squad, and you can fully customize how they look, sound, all that stuff. So if you don't like the human model for Hawks, you have many other options to choose from, including other species. You can make that person a...
you can customize your entire team.
Yes, you can make Hawks a Togruta if you wanted to. And so they have they have a couple different examples on some images here, or a Twi'lek or whatever. But you can change everything about those main characters. So if you want to make a very personalized version of the main story, you totally can do that.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah, the main cast of characters, their main base is located on the Ring of Catherine, as seen in Rogue One, as well as the board game Outer Rim. And there's going to be a lot of familiar locations in this game, including what's it called? That planet from Obi-Wan Kenobi where he goes to with Leia.
Are you talking the one where he travels across and he meets that weird star-nosed looking dude?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's that
I forget the name of the planet.
Yeah, it starts with an M, I believe. I think that's the one.
Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, a lot of familiar locations.
Is it a story-based game?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's a cinematic but tactics-based story game. So yeah, very cool. The ship design is pretty interesting. They revealed the main ship that you fly around in. That's really cool as well. And your droid,
hopefully they bring that to Lego.
Yep. And the main droid that you have as your pilot, his name is Mevo, and that's capital M3-VO. They said there's going to be a few surprises and things coming out. So if any of you want to know more just about this game alone, I believe you can find that as like a separate kind of thing online. But they revealed some concept art from the game, and it looks super cool. And there is a trailer as well. So, I thought maybe we can just like take a listen to that real quick. Let me just play it up. Here we go.
When people talk about the Clone Wars, they talk about the big moments, the crisis points, planetary invasions, all-out assaults, cities bombed to rubble. Truth is, there's a war you don't see. The one fought in the shadows, the war beneath the war. A war that's won with the right strategy. Surveillance, ciphers, good old-fashioned sabotage. These aren't the heroes they tell stories about. They're professionals. Setting aside their differences to take on the impossible. But that's the job, and they get it done.
There you go. Star Wars Zero Company comes out next year. I'm going to be looking forward to that very much because that's just just right up my alley. But do any of you guys play any of those kind of games?
No, but look at the trailer.
Oh, heck yeah.
It looks like it plays almost like a board game.
Yeah.
How it's kind of turn-based.
Yeah. So Kyle, you said you play games like that, right?
Yeah, I've been playing Sid Meier Civilization since I think the first one.
Oh, dang. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Back on the old PC at my buddy's house.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we got something to look forward to then.
I gotta know, how in the world did these people all come together to make a team? Because there couldn't be any more.
Hey man, the universe is a big place. Come on,
I'm sure
the galaxy's massive.
Yeah,
I just want an explanation. Because this is not out of nowhere.
It'll probably be in the story. I'm sure that'll probably be.
Dude, okay, you live in Canada, and you wonder how so many different races and peoples can come together and all of a sudden create a group.
We're talking about like individual religious sects here. There's like Jedi, Mandalorian, and stuff.
And separatist and a clone trooper, right? Like, so I totally get it. Yeah.
This is.
Wait a second.
This could not be more.
You put the religion in
diverse.
It could be more.
Yeah.
It's very, very diverse of a group. So yeah, I wonder. Probably
some of these people would hate each other's guts.
Yes. Yeah, and they actually talked about that. They talked about why it's like, hey, why the heck is there a clone trooper and an Nabaran? Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
So they talked about that, and they did say like, yeah, you know what, like this is like, we have a lot to find out story wise, right? So there's
some funnery around.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, shout out to our buddy Phil. You're getting a 6-inch Dash Rendar Black Series Hasbro action figure. So just random drop there, but yeah.
What, did he win it?
No,
how did you get that?
It's just coming out. It's just coming out.
He's probably gonna buy at least 3.
He's gonna buy like 4, man. Like,
oh, okay.
Behind his, next time we chat with him, behind will just be an entire row.
One for him, one for his kid, one for his cat, one for his display case,
one for an investment.
Yeah, one for an investment. He's never going to listen to this. All right. Okay, I didn't know this. Fun fact, but Topps Trading Cards has I mean, they did like a Celebration exclusive product over there, but they have been the longest merch partner for Star Wars ever. They've been around as
I just bought a $400 box of Top Star Wars cards, and I opened each. It's like in foam and everything, and I opened up each pack, and I got some sort of Millennium Falcon one that people. Look, I was at the convention. Where was I? I was at the Island Fan Con, and I popped this bag open. I started ripping all the cards out, and I'm checking them all.
And then someone said, "You got to pay for that."
No. I paid first. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, let me check this out.
Kyle's like, "Yo, these aren't supposed to be in here." He starts ripping them all open.
Yeah. But at one point, man, I pulled this card out, and everybody that was there was like, and the guy was like, "Don't touch that card, put it on the table." I put it on the table, and he grabs this stuff, puts it in a special case, and then like locks it up, and he's like, "This card's worth, something like $1,000." I was like, "Are you serious?"
Dang.
And he goes, "Yeah."
Wow.
So so I've got the card here now, but I've never bought like trading cards since I was a kid.
Oh, man.
And I was like, fuck, this box looks really nice.
You should have gone to the we had a local convention recently where you could go and like send those off to get graded, like put in like the
I was at that convention.
Oh, really? Oh, dang. Yeah, I didn't see you there.
Yeah, I was, dude, the Vancouver Toy and Comic Show.
No, it was a different one. It was the
Fan Expo.
It was called Bossa Productions. It was like,
oh, okay. I didn't go to that one.
Yeah. It was, yeah. Anyway, okay, I'll talk to you more about it after because we got to move things along here. But
congrats,
just
man,
before we go though, do you mind if I
congrats if you,
before we end? Thank you.
Oh,
that was so cool.
Congrats on the poll. Yeah. Sorry,
I didn't know what it was, man. But when they screamed, I was like, oh my god. But we can cut this part out. But do you guys mind at the end of it if I do a little Kai Sabers deal? Because we actually have the biggest table for lightsabers at the Calgary Fan Expo. And they actually put us right next to Netflix.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Well, congrats.
Dude, yeah.
I'll leave that in. I don't want to cut that out.
Oh, well, I mean, like, I was going to say, like, at the end, I was going to, like, oh, okay. Well, I was going to, do it properly at the end, though.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, well, people know now.
Okay. All right.
All right. So next thing is Fortnite. I don't know if anyone here plays Fortnite, but May 2nd.
I'm literally about to play it right now.
Oh, dude. May 2nd for 5 weeks onwards, you're gonna have a galactic battle royale, Star Wars theme. Star Wars has taken over Fortnite for 5 weeks. Each week is gonna be its own sort of mini story and mini season. So May 2nd is called Imperial Takeover. May 8th is called The Pull of the Force. May 22nd is called Mandalorian Rising. May 29th is called Star Destroyer Bombardment. And then June 7th is called Death Star Sabotage. Ahmed Best is returning to voice Darth Jar Jar. So
nice.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't play a lot of Fortnite. We've got some friends that do, like Nick and Shauna. They might actually listen to this episode, but they play a lot. And, I think I'll actually join them for those couple weeks. I might actually hop on and play a bit more because,
you know what? If you hop on, me and my daughter, we play every weekend, and we just pulled out a couple of victory royales today. I just sent you guys a picture of my TV right now, and I'm literally dressed up as a trooper and everything. We play Fortnite all the time.
Oh, nice.
It's a fun video game. Yeah, it's a fun video game.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you're looking
and we saw the video. So Fortnite, if you log in right now, you can actually watch the video for all the new Star Wars stuff that's coming up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
they even showed Darth Jar Jar, and he's like zapping stuff.
Yeah, the trailer. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Okay, so you're looking forward to this a lot then.
Oh yeah. I've got Darth Vader. I've got Luke. I've got the Mandalorian. I've got a couple troopers.
That was one of their big announcements on the third day, on Sunday. They brought out Ahmed Best to announce that.
You know how all the kids, when they kill somebody, they emote, and it's usually like some stupid dance kids are doing.
Yeah.
Whenever I kill somebody, I emote, and it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it says, "May the Force be with you."
So kind.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, right?
I wish it was like, go and watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, I've got two of them. There's one. There's two of them that I have. If the guy died honorably, I say, "May the Force be with you." If the guy kind of died not so honorably, I have the one where it's like, "This is the way."
Nice.
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
Yeah, I do want to play a little clip here of Ahmed Best, who delivered such a really nice speech when he was chatting about. They did a panel called what was it called again? It was called the Heroic Sidekicks of Star Wars panel. It was hosted by Ashley Eckstein. They had Ahmed Best, Anthony Daniels, and Alan Tudyk out as guests. And I just thought that Ahmed Best had the nicest thing to say to anyone who has doubts about new Star Wars projects, new films, new TV shows, anything like that. I had to play it. So just take a quick listen.
Why I was put in these movies. I really don't. I don't know why I was put on the journey that I was put on through these movies. But what it did make me realize was the thing that we all are. We are this really wonderful community of people who actually care about these stories. And I had to put even the negative comments, I had to put that in a place. And I had to realize that those comments are coming from care. As odd as that might sound, right? Star Wars is very personal to every single one of us. We all want to see our Star Wars movie, what we have in our heads, right? And sometimes that doesn't happen on screen. And when that doesn't happen on screen, there's, a comment. But the people who are putting these stories on screen care about you. We all care about you. Not just, as people who want to keep doing this, but as people who were sitting right there, exactly where you are, looking up at that screen and going, I want to be there. I want to live there. I want to be a part of this. So we care what you think. And it does quite get cynical, in the social media world about like, oh, they don't really care. This is Disney, and that was George, and this is this, and that was the prequels, and that was the sequels, and not as good as the OG. For us, we want to make these things, and we want you to enjoy these things, and we put our entire heart and soul into the work we do. We really care. You know, we really care about making this. We really care about watching this, right? And you know, for somebody like me, I came from a place where kids where I come from don't get to be in Star Wars. You know, I could not afford Star Wars toys. I couldn't afford the sheets. I couldn't afford the curtains, right? I came from extremely humble beginnings. But I love this thing so much. My mother, who would make my clothes, because we couldn't afford to get clothes, my mother would go to the fabric store and find Star Wars fabric and make sheets and curtains for us. Yeah? That's how much this is in all of us. We are fans just as much as we are people in these things. And I know it comes off as, you know, maybe cliche or, you know, this guy up here who lives in Hollywood is saying these things to you, but you all have the power to keep making these things. You do. We listen to you. We hear you. And just like what Anthony says, your voice, your applause, your love, you know, being an actor is not all it's cracked up to be. There's a lot of saltines and ginger ale for dinner, you know what I'm saying? But when we sit in rooms like this and we're able to interact with all of you, it makes this worth it.
Yeah, I thought that was just really, really nice. It was delivered so well, you know?
No, so true.
Yeah.
Dude, I would have been crying fucking. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to swear. I would have been crying. I would have been like, my lightsaber would have been lit up and I would have just been screaming, dude, we love you.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was one of the greatest speeches from an actor that literally did go through so much.
Seriously.
Yes. Yes.
That's a great speech.
Yeah.
And it's also just a window of honesty into the people behind a lot of this stuff. Because I feel like as fans, we often just see this entity that's putting it out.
I've said this. I've said this on previous podcasts, and you guys can go back and check. I've said when I've talked about it, I've even talked about Ahmed Best, where I've said, imagine being that person.
I remember you saying
grown up
that.
watching Star Wars. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're in it, and people do that to you, but you're just an actor. You're not the writer. You're not this. You loved it. Like, and he explained that. That's an amazing speech.
Yeah, and he explained it very well.
I want to see more of him.
Yeah, he explained it very well without villainizing the audience that he was talking to. Right, like
he's very political on his talk, man. That was good.
Yeah, it was great. You know, and I think I'm I'm gonna save that and play it again. I think when the time comes, because a time will come that we need to hear that again. I'm sure of it.
There will be.
But yeah. Anyway, I thought that was great. So
true.
Yeah.
Very wise words. Very honest.
Very. We do have to start wrapping things up, but we only got like 2 more big pieces here to get through. First thing is Light and Magic Season 2 released on Disney Plus already, like Kirk was saying. So go and check that out, because there was a lot of celebrating 50 years of ILM this past weekend, and they had multiple panels where that was brought up. Doug Chang had his own panel that he did. ILM did another panel that they did, and then they had multiple people coming out on the live stage all the time talking about that. So,
is there a John Knoll panel?
No, there wasn't a dedicated John Knoll panel. That was the Doug Chang one this year, but John Knoll was part of the ILM panel this year. So, so that was really cool. So, big congrats to ILM for 50 years. And for the first time ever, they actually made this announcement. You can buy a ILM 50-year crew shirt that I assume that will also be available to the company working, but you can buy it on Amazon. And they made that
official?
Yeah, it's official. Yeah, and they made that a public thing.
Official crew?
Yes, yeah. It's an Amazon, not an Amazon exclusive, but it's like it's on the Star Wars Celebration.
Everybody gets one. We're all part of the crew.
Yeah, it's on the Star Wars Celebration Amazon.com store. I looked, and just as a heads up, it does not exist on .ca, so you will have to pay shipping and duty and all that jazz. But it's on. There's an official Star Wars Celebration Amazon.com store where you can get the Celebration shirts and sweaters and cups, and the ILM shirt is among those items. So very cool. And the biggest news, I guess, was of the last day was, and they do this every year, was the next celebration. Star Wars Celebration, the next one, LA 2027, April 1st till 4th, celebrating 50 years of Star Wars. And we were at the last one, the 40th anniversary one.
That's right.
So we're definitely going to come to this one. We're going to be there. Kyle's going to be there. Lots of people are going to be there.
Will there be an escape pod panel? Will there be Kai Saber's panel? We don't know.
Well, at the official conventions, they don't actually outsource. At the official conventions, they don't actually outsource to do fan panels like that. So I wish they did, but unfortunately they don't. So we're just going to be walking around wearing our awesome shirts, and if you recognize us, I'll give you a sticker.
Right. You want to come meet a couple of schlubs? We'll be there.
Right. That's right. So
well, they're going to be decked out with some of the best lightsabers on the planet too. So don't worry about that, everybody. You'll see them.
Just look for the guys with the sweetest sabers on their belt.
Brightest sabers on the street.
That's right.
That's sweetest, not Swedish.
The brightest ones in the sea of sabers.
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
It's going to be epic.
Okay, awesome. So first off, thank you so much, Kyle, for popping in. Really appreciate you and your time on the show. So thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome. Before I go, I'm going to be in Calgary next weekend. We have the largest table for lightsabers at the Calgary Expo. We are table 1956. We're right next to Netflix. Come on down. I even have a guy from Ontario that's coming down with a ton of handmade Canadian leather pieces for your accessories, for lightsabers, for your belts, for anything that you could think of Jedi-wise or for Sith. We got you covered, so come on down. We have costumes, cosplay costumes. I have helmets. Come on down and check us out.
Awesome.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, sounds great. Great announcement.
Literally the weekend right after that, I'm in Prince George. So right from Calgary to Prince George. We'll see you across the country again.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you for that. Yes, a huge thank you to Kirk as well, who couldn't be here to say goodbye. But yes, thank you for that. And big thank you to you, Blake.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always a good time.
Loyal to the podcast mic here on the other side of the table.
Of course.
Yeah.
You're my Jedi brother.
That's right. That's right. All right. All right. Before we go, just answer me one question. What is the best possible thing that you think you would want to see out of Starfighter?
Out of Starfighter.
I can tell you what I don't want to see. I don't want to see Maverick.
Yeah, I feel like it probably will be somewhat Top Gun.
It's okay if it's somewhat Top Gun. I just don't want to see Maverick.
Just straight up.
2 minutes. Get into a trench, and we're going to do the trench run again. Come on. I want to see something pretty cool. Let's see some neat stuff.
I think it'd be cool. What I'd like to see is a planet that gets invaded and has to defend itself. So it's almost like a alien romp, but in Star Wars.
Do you think they're gonna pull any kind of story inspiration from the movie Starfighter? Isn't there a movie called Starfighter?
There's the last.
There is
the last Starfighter.
The last Starfighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 1980s movie, and it's about a young man that plays a video game, and he gets accepted. He's the first contestant from Earth, and it's a pretty good movie.
Awesome. All right, well, maybe it's time to watch it.
You think they're gonna go for that?
I don't know. Maybe some inspiration might come from.
Maybe not, man. Let's be real.
Yeah, maybe not.
They did that movie, The Last Starfighter, did take a lot of stuff from Star Wars.
Yeah, maybe. All right, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.
We'll see you out there. Keep flying.
All right, a huge thank you to everyone involved in Star Wars Escape Pod, because we are coming up to another anniversary later this year, and celebrated 5 years not so long ago. So really looking forward to all that we have later this year in store for you guys, and all of the conversations that is yet to come. We have Andor Season 2 right around the corner. It's actually launching tonight as of midnight or tomorrow on Tuesday. after this episode drops, I guess, or before. We'll get into it. We also have a novel that we're doing a review for soon, so stay tuned for that. Reign of the Empire, it's called. And Revenge of the Sith, re-release Thursday later this week. May the Force be with you. We'll see you next one.